Welcome everyone to week 9. We're getting closer to the end. Before I jump on into the assignments, I just want to say when I initially designed this course, I was really hoping I would receive the outcome from the different teams that I am seeing this semester. Majority and sometimes all of the teams are spending just fantastic work. Keep up the great effort. Don't stop now. Even I was briefly reviewing the discussion board presentations from last week, and a lot of them are just amazing. I can tell you put in a lot of effort into them. Students are posting great feedback and comments within the discussion board. So please keep that up. So with that said, let's jump right into week 9. Obviously, you have the overview video, which you're watching right now, the module review, which is read Chapter 7, and review the PowerPoint presentation for Chapter 7. Then we have the course participation, which I'll touch on here in a moment. The Chapter 7 Learnsmart, the case study, which is Panera Bread Company back in 2015, Global Simulation Year 11 report, and the Global Simulation discussions for Year 11. And last but not least, of course, we have the quiz for Chapter 7. Let's go ahead and discuss the course participation assignment for this week. The topic is strategies to compete in the markets of developing countries. So as you're probably already aware of by now, going through your business degree or marketing degree, that just because a product sells in just even one region of the United States, it may not sell in another region of the United States, let alone in a different country. So products in advertising, it has to be modified to that local feel. So that's what you're going to be looking at within this assignment. You're going to choose a company, identify how they were able to modify their products for emerging countries. And then, of course, as always, you'll review the posts of your peers and provide a comment on at least 2 other posts. The replies must be intriguing and purposeful, which everyone's doing a great job for that for the most part. I'm still getting a few that are putting great posts and are not really adding any value to the initial post. And if I see any of those this week, I'm just giving them a 0. Because by now we already talked about that enough. So, but with that said, that's a very small few. So majority of you are being very engaging within the course participation discussion boards. So thank you. So next, we have the Chapter 7 Learnsmart. We have the Chapter 7 quiz, the case study, which you're all very familiar with by now, and the Year 11 report. Then again, I have to say it. Everyone, for the most part, is stepping up to the plate. I've been kind of pushing a lot of teams to change their formatting, and most of them have changed their formatting, and they're doing fantastic, and it's amazing. Now, a few of you want to stick with your formatting, and I have kind of conceded to say, okay, that's fine, but still improve the internal look and feel of your document then. If you're going to keep the same cover page and more or less the same style, give me still a little bit more. Give me some more charts, tables, something, okay? I really want you to build upon it then. My preference, though, would be having to keep on changing it, but that's up to you. And some of you have already made comments within the feedback from last year's report. So, and then we have the Global Simulation Year 11 decisions. A lot of you are, doing fantastic. We still have a few that I'm concerned, and I'll talk about that here in a moment. So actually, let's go ahead and jump right into the results for Year 10. Here we have the outcome for Year 10. As you can see, Team E is still crushing. Even though they dropped 2, they still are 101. So great job. Keep it up. Now you also have Team E and C and A and F and J and even D still in the hunt, trying to get Team E. Now, with that said, then you see that division line between, it looks like D and G, and then pretty much G, B, K, and I, all in the 70s besides I is at 64. Normally, I would get on to I being at 64, but they dropped only 1. It's a lot better than what's been going on in the past. So I'm still holding out hope that they make some big moves here in the next few years. If not, then they'll pretty much be out of it. With the other teams that are in the 70s, don't give up. You still can at least, get in the hunt, maybe in the top 5. But it will be hard to catch Team E, trust me on that one, and even Team H at 96. Let's look at the game-to-date scoreboard. As I'm sure you already know, Team E is at 108, leading the charge. Team H is at 105. And then you have a few teams in the 90s, a couple of teams in the 80s, and then at the very bottom, you have Team K and Team I. So we're almost getting to a point where we have really 2 competitions going on right about now, because the teams that are in the low 80s, high 70s, it's going to be about impossible to catch a team like Team E or H, to be honest with you. Now, with that said, you still can have a good showing and try to get in, like I said before, in the top 5 or the top 6. Just try not to just be last. I mean, when it comes to Team K and I, you've been consistently pretty much in last place. To me, to demonstrate that you were understanding Globus and making smarter decisions towards the end, if you start increasing your game to date overall score, then that would make me feel better. If not, if it continues to drop, then I will have to start giving you zeros for the decisions, because clearly I don't believe that you really are basing those decisions on any kind of data that you're looking at. Okay, next we have the return on equity. It looks like half of you are meeting expectations. Team J is at 1010 at the highest for return on equity. And if you glance at it, most teams went up or stayed about the same. A couple teams had a small dip, but no real concerns there. Stock price, we have Team E at 254, crushing it. Great job. Now, Team H is at 210, so they're not too far behind with the stock price. Everyone else pretty much went up. Then again, like I said, really no concerns there. Some of you had some decent jumps. I mean, even look at Team K. They went from 69 to 110. So that's what I was trying to say about Team J and K. You still have an opportunity to have a good showing in the game, okay, in the simulation, and hopefully to gain additional knowledge towards the end. So maybe you won't be first place, but hopefully you're not last place. Next, we have credit rating. I'm sure you already know what I'm going to say. Usually everyone has an A by now, except we do have one team that dropped to a B+. Not concerned about that at all, though, and that's Team J. So let's go ahead and move on to image rating. With this, it looks like majority are meeting expectations. Team C is at 91 at the highest, and everyone else, either stayed the same or dropped just a few points, except for K. You went from 72 to 62. Okay, so with image rating, that's a pretty good drop within a year. So you really need to try to understand why you had such a decline during the year 10. Okay, so then again, make sure you are reviewing the competitive efforts by company reports, the intelligent reports. That's really going to assist you for some of your teams that are still trying to figure it out, to understand why you're not increasing like you think you should be, what other teams are doing, the price point, the models, everything that we have talked about over and over in these videos. I'm just pointing them out again to make sure that if you're not checking them, that you begin checking them. Okay? But with that said, most of you are doing fantastic. We don't have a few teams that are at the bottom, and I'm really hoping that you are going to start doing better here in the next year or two. I believe you can. If you have any questions, as always, you can reach out to me. So there's no limitations on you not doing well in the class or well within Globus. Like I said in the past, I'm not giving you away strategy, but we can just have a discussion about what you're doing and what you might want to consider without just giving you answers. So keep that in mind. I hope you're all enjoying the class. Have a great week.